Hi, my name is Amelia and I'm currently the editor-in-chief of the Spectrum newspaper, and I am here with
Aimee Nezhukumatathil, and I'm a professor of English at the University of Mississippi, and I'm the Otis environmental writer for this week here at Lake.
And today we're just going to talk to you a little bit about your work, about this gallery, what you do, things like that.
Great.
So I guess to start, I was, looking through some of your work online, and I think out of this book, World of Wonders, my favorite overall story was the touch-me-not plant. But there was one very specific line that I loved from the axolotl, which was the best thing to do in that moment is just smile and smile, even if your smile is thin. The tighter your smile, the tougher you become. And that just kind of made me think a little bit more about your writing process. How do you come up with these? Because they're just such great lines. So can you share a little about your writing process?
Oh, thank you so much. That was such a lovely comment. And I wish I had a one kind of answer for everything, but I never know what I'm going to write when I sit down to the desk. So for example, I don't wake up and, some people do this, but I don't wake up and say, today I will tackle racism, I always start with an image, or in this case an animal, and then I kind of work from there. I didn't know exactly where it was going, but I wanted to follow the idea of the set of that amphibian's, what we think of as a smile, its mouth curves up. Just trying to think of all the times that I've had to kind of fake smile my way through things. It reminded me of times in middle school when I didn't feel so great, being a new girl, things like that, and having to kind of smile through it all. But yeah, and also I'm just kind of a nerd, so I love plants and animals, and I love just kind of thinking about them as metaphors for us.
And is that kind of where the inspiration for this book came from?
Yeah. So this was a collection of 28 wonders, but I wrote 200 of them. And so I whittled it down to the 28 that I had the most questions about. Not that I'm the most expert in, but the ones that I had the most questions about. So hopefully that students will see that, and that even grown-ups can still be curious about the world. I don't have all the answers. And many questions still went unanswered in the book, but it gave me a time to reflect and think about my place in this world.
And as you can see over here, we have the original drawings of the work in this book, and this is an illustrated book. So I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit more about that partnership with the artist, what that was like, how you kind of maybe fed into each other.
Absolutely. So I'll point to this little guy. This is the axolotl, and I used to pronounce it axolotl. That's how I learned, right? No, it's fine. I this year only knew that it's actually supposed to be the X is a sh sound, and then there's like the L is silent, so it's axolotl. I know, I've been pronouncing it axolotl since I was 5, so it's hard for me to. Anyway, I want to get it right. So the axolotl. This is a newer illustration, and if you see how fine the detailing is here. Fumi Nakamura and I never really met until 2023, and this book was published in 2000. But it's like she looked inside my brain and then just turned up the dial. These were inspired by the vintage drawings that I had in my books from the 70s, and where they maybe only had like 1 or 2 colors, but it was all sketches.
A variety of art projects that students of all different ages did.
Yeah, so great.
Share a little more about this assignment, maybe?
I don't know the assignment itself other than, we can see here, these were some of my favorites. I believe these were kindergartners, and I just love so much the artist statements of these. These artist statements are almost a poem in itself, it's so cute. I'll point out, there's so many. The one I'll point out is this 3. I think captures, it's hard not to be just full on ear to ear smiling with this. 3 penguins, I'll read the little thing. It says, the penguins are walking and the little one shouted because he wanted to scare the other penguins. Then he stopped shouting, I like penguins because they live on cold ice. I just love the kind of the thought process behind it. And I give a special shout out to the teachers who helped help the students write this. I just, you know, again, you don't really have to teach them much about color. Look at the expansiveness of these drawings. I love that spirit from these kindergartners. There's so many amazing artworks throughout, but I love reading what they had to say about the artwork too. You know, I mean, look at this flamingo here, and all these. I love that there's a large number of unicorns in the show. You know, we have the unicorn of the sea, the narwhal. It's been really great to see people interact with the art in my book and some of the essays in my book and kind of do their own spin on it themselves. Yeah, everything from and 3D artworks too. I mean, it's just overwhelming. They're all so cute. What I love about my time here at Blake is that it's so clear from the moment you walk in the doors that there's an engagement not just with STEM, not just with art, but there's both happening here. And I think, you know, part of what I was trying to uncover in World of Wonders is what does it mean to finally say yes to the thing that moves you the most.
Talk last night.
Okay.
At the U of M.
Thank you for going, by the way.
Yeah, it was incredible to hear when we get to speak. Anyway, you had shared your poem about your walk in the woods with birds and all that.
Oh, yes. An essay, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
So, can you describe the entertainment of World Wonder, and then also these terrible horrible things that happen?
Yeah, you know, well, thank you again so much for being there after a long day at school. You know, the piece that I read was actually from World of Wonders, and I'm going to take a quick sneak peek at it, just because I remember this was an essay in particular that was made up of questions, and it was, you know, it was originally, I was just bird watching with my boys, and who are now teenagers, but at the time they were 6 and 9. And so I just started kind of collecting all their questions. And if you hang out with any 6-year-old in particular, but 9-year-olds too, they mostly talking questions. So you'll see here they wrote basically, is there a bathroom nearby? You know, then again later, is there a bathroom? We were in our backyard, which I feel silly saying, it was just a residency, which was 60, 70 acres at John Grisham. He's a crime writer from Oxford, Mississippi. He donated his estate to the university, and my family was invited to stay there for 9 months. So that's not our normal yard. We don't have a 70 acres normally. But during this bird count, my sons had a bunch of questions. And it was interesting, we always eat together as a family. It didn't come up around the table, but it came up while we were bird watching. And so they were wondering about, you know, why is there violence? You know, why are we having lockdowns? Why are some brown people expected to go away? You know, this was all during border wars and things like that, just border conversations that were in the news pretty heavily in 2016. And I didn't have a whole lot of answers, but I thought I wanted to just collect those questions as a way to record what was important to them, and also what they were willing to share. I mean, one of them it was the first time, and it's funny because I captured it because I was recording. It's the first time my boys ever talked to me about race, you know. I married a white guy from Kansas, their father, and that was the first time they asked me, Mommy, will I be white or brown when I grow up? You know, we were talking about birds, and it's just so sweet to think of their innocence asking those questions. Anyway, I'm just glad I hit record so I can remember these kind of heavy questions, but also some lighthearted ones, like where's the bathroom?
Okay, so yesterday you spoke with everyone from like kindergarten up to high school, up to
That's
adults.
right. Pre-K even too.
Wow. How do you do that? What do you change from age or stage right when you're speaking?
Oh, that's such a good question. You know, it is definitely, I know not all writers could or should do this. You know, there's dear writers I love to read, but as I was joking, they should never be near children. But that being said, I mean, it's a special learn that Blake has in the first place? A place that curiosity